we can do a problem here. Estimate the magnetic energy Um for an electron in the 2p state of a hydrogen atom using the Bohr model, whose n equal to 2 state corresponds to 2p state. So we have to estimate the magnetic energy for an electron in the 2p state of an electron in the hydrogen atom where n equal to 2. So we have to find out the magnetic energy M. Corresponds to the 2p state of an electron in a hydrogen atom. In a Bohr model, we have to consider the Bohr model here. So you can see that in the case of a circular wire, the magnetic field produced, the current carrying wire, the magnetic field produced is given by B is equal to mu 0 I by 2R, where R is the radius of the circular loop. But you can see that for electron, it is seen that the proton is circulating or the nucleus is circulating around it with a frequency f. There will be a frequency f. So with respect to or within the frame of reference of electron, it can be seen that the proton is circulating around the electron. So it is circulating n times, or it is circulating a frequency of f. So the total charge we will obtain is f into E. Unit time, in a unit time, the frequency is actually the number of revolutions in the unit time. So in unit time, the nucleus or the proton is here, it is hydrogen atom, so only one proton. So this proton is circulating or revolving around the electron. That is the perspective or the view of the electron, or the frame of reference of electron. It is seen that the nucleus or the proton is revolving f times around the electron in unit time. So you can write this equation, you can rewrite it as, so I is actually the charge by time. So the total charge or the total revolution is f into E. This f is actually number of revolutions in unit time. So f, the n by t, the number of revolution in unit time, n by t is actually the f. This is actually f, this frequency of this revolution. So is the number of revolutions in unit time, that is actually the frequency. So f into E gives the total current, because here n by t is there. So n by t will be there, that is f into E, that is the current actually, divided by 2R. And also here we have the mu 0 here, mu 0 Fe by 2R. We will obtain the frequency as V by the circumference of the orbit, that is the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. So V is actually the distance moved in unit second. So divided by 2 pi r means that is actually the frequency, that is again the frequency, that is distance by time. By the distance travelled in each revolution will give the frequency. So this value is actually 8.4 into 10 raised to 14, 10 raised to minus 8. The f value, then the r value can be given from the equation n square a0. This equation you have learned in the first module of this paper, that is atomic structure, that is n square a0, where n square here n is equal to 2, so n square a0, 4a0, which is equal to 2.1 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So the magnetic field you will get mu 0, that is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7, f E you will know, then 2 into r, the value of this b will 0.40 Tesla. This is the classical perspective. So b is given as 0.40 T. So we have to find out the energy. B given by UM is equal to plus or minus mu BB. So the value of mu B, that is EH crossed by 2m, is given by, this is actually the Bohr magneton. This value is actually 9.27 into 10 raised to minus 24 joule per Tesla. So UM is given by this plus or minus, this is the value of energy, plus or minus this 9.27 into 10 raised to minus 24 into 0.40. That much joule. This is joule per Tesla, this is Tesla, so joule. Then this is equal to some 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 24 joule. In electron volt, we have to divide it by 1.9, that is 2.3 into 10 raised to minus 5 electron. So you can see that this potential, there are two values for this magnetic energy, that is one is in the 2.3 into 10 raised to minus 5 plus, this is actually plus or minus. So the other one is the minus 2.3 into 10 raised to minus 5. We can draw the figure here. So this is actually the 2p state. This is split into two components. This is plus mu BB and this is minus mu BB, and this is without the structure. So if there is this one state in the lower, in between we have two state. So this is the ground state here, one state is the lowest state. This is splitting into two, here this is split into two components. There will be two energy due to the spin orbit interaction. So this total difference is 2 mu BB. This minus this one give 2 mu BB is the difference. So from this state an electron can jump into the lower state. From here also electron can jump into the lower state, means here we will have some energy h nu some 1. Here you will have some energy h nu plus some delta. So you will have two spectral lines which are separated by a small energy, that is h into delta nu. You can see that the Balmer series is splitting into two components. You can see that the Balmer series, the spectral line of 656.3 nanometer, there will be two spectral lines which are 0.14 nanometer apart. This thing we have already talked in the beginning of the chapter. So this difference is due to this splitting or this splitting of this spectral lines here. So when this energy minus this energy will corresponds to some 0.14 nanometer in the case of the Balmer spectral line. So you can see that because of this spin orbit interaction, you will have two close spectral lines instead of one spectral line here in the case of every spectral series or every spectral line. So except for the S state, we will have the spin orbit interaction. So every spectral or quantum state is divided into two substates. So you will have different, so the magnetic field is, we are not giving any external magnetic field here. The magnetic field is due to the motion of the electron as well as the motion of the electron as well as the spin motion. We are not giving any magnetic field externally. So if we are giving some magnetic field externally, there will be another interaction and again this will split into the different components, that is the anomalous Zeeman effect. So the motion itself, the spin orbit interaction itself produce this splitting. So there is a two close spectral lines will be available for each main spectral line. actual thing is the spectral line is split into two close energy states because of the spin orbit interaction. Here it is actually the splitting of this is actually the internal splitting, that is known as the internal Zeeman effect. So we can stop now. The next we can take the concept of total angular momentum that we can take in the next class. Now we can stop. Thank you.